Hey everyone, Charles Stevens here. I hope you had a Merry Christmas, a Happy Hanukkah, or a Happy Kwanzaa, or however you celebrated the holidays. For this week's Words of Wisdom, we continue our series on growth gap traps. Today, we're focusing on the mistake gap, which John Maxwell describes as the belief, I'm afraid of making mistakes. Albert Einstein once said, a person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. This is huge. That quote hits home because fear of mistakes is one of the greatest barriers to growth. Not lack of ability, not lack of opportunity. Fear. Fear of looking foolish. Fear of failing publicly. Fear of getting it wrong. I've seen this play out many times in leadership, and I've lived it myself. Early in my career, there were moments when I knew the right step forward required trying something new, but I hesitated. Didn't hesitate because I lacked experience. I hesitated because I didn't want to make a mistake. I wanted certainty before action, but leadership doesn't work that way. Growth requires movement, and movement always carries risks. What I learned over time is this: mistakes are not the opposite of growth, they are part of the process. Some of my greatest leadership lessons didn't come from successes, they came from decisions that didn't work out the way I had hoped. But every mistake became a teacher, as long as I was willing to learn from it. This is where faith comes in. Faith doesn't mean we won't make mistakes. Faith means we trust God even when we do. Scripture reminds us that God directs our steps, not just our successes. When fear tells us to stay still, faith calls us to step forward. The mistake gap shrinks when we stop asking, what if I fail? And start asking what pastor and televangelist Robert Schuller suggests, what would you attempt if you knew you would not fail? If you're holding back today because you're afraid of making a mistake, hear this clearly. Growth is messy, and once you decide to grow, you must expect mistakes and welcome them as a sign that you're moving in the right direction. So take the step, try the idea, start the conversation, make the decision, and trust that even if you stumble, God can use it to shape you, strengthen you, and grow you. And if you're listening to this and you know that fear has been holding you back, if you just need a nudge to step forward in faith, you don't have to do it alone. I'd love to walk alongside you. If you're looking for coaching, encouragement, or clarity as you move from fear to faith, reach out. Sometimes growth starts with a simple conversation. That's all for this week's Words of Wisdom. Next week, we'll tackle another growth trap that sounds responsible, but quietly holds people back: the perfection gap. Have a great week and have a blessed new year.